she goes to the post office, and she pointed out this little peach tree to me, and she's not sure if this one's getting any water. And there's a little bit right here. Here's the dripper here. So I'm gonna have to look at that and see. Right now I have station 5 on and nothing's really happening. So before I make the assumption that this one's on station 5, I'm gonna turn it to station 6 and see, because see these, I don't see any water on these either. If I saw water on this right now, I would know this is on station 5. So I'm not seeing, I can see where the drip is. See, here's the drip on this one too, and it's not working. I'll bet you that's on station 6. So I'll check that out. And little by little, I'll get the whole backyard taken care of and the side yard and all that. So whenever you see pipes and stuff, even if you don't see pipes, see, here's a big pipe here, right here, and it's got an end on it. And see, that's coming up from there, so that could be part of station 6. And you just poke into that with my special tool I got from the hardware store. And then you can poke in one of those connectors, the couplings, and run wherever you want it to go. Like if this one didn't have anything, you could poke right on there and go over. But even if you have, say, gravel back here, decomposed granite, or bark or anything like that, if you can't see where all your drips are, that's okay. Just dig around in the bark very carefully around each tree, each bush, whatever, so that you can locate everything, and then you can check things out. You can you'll start finding pipes that have leaks. You'll find things that aren't working, and all that kind of good stuff. Well, that's kind of weird. See that? They took the bubbler and then they hooked onto there and went over to there with that bubbler. And see, here's one of those T's. They got a T, one goes here to this bubbler, and one comes out to here. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. And over here, that pipe over there comes over and it zips all the way around, and they attach it to the end of the bubbler, and then it went over that way. You can see on these bubblers, see the tip of the bubbler? You could poke another piece on there. And you've got other bubblers, and I've used these before, where you put them in a line. You got one here, then you can put another one, then you can put another one, and then out of the side, it drips the water. And so it just drips off of here. And those are different type. Okay, but they didn't know that on this one. And so you're getting water here. We're not getting water to this one here. You see, they put a T on there. There's a T, and they ran that one over to there. So there's water there, and then there's water over there, but there's nothing right here. So they could have cut and put another T in right there and dropped another one there if they wanted. And see, they just did a little collage right there. These right in here are not being watered at all. So you could, off of a bubbler or off of the main pipe. See, here's the main pipe again. See how they had a line here before, and then they capped it off. They did the same thing right there. They capped it off. Well, see, this one's not getting any water. I could put a little piece there off of there and go over. Eventually what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig this down so I can get this down underneath the ground. That looks unsightly as all get out. You know, they just, looks like they didn't really finish back here, like they were going to do something and then they ran out of time and they just left it. But at least I know what I've got and what I need to do. See, I could tap in there, let's say, run another line from there over to here, and they have these other little drip heads that come straight up, and they've got a little sprayer on the end of it. And they could might spray this whole entire little area with a stand-up type one. It might stand up about a foot, 9-10 inches. and it's on a stand. You click the pipe onto the stand or something with a little spray head. It will spray this entire area. The only thing was, once you start spraying your dirt and everything, you're going to get more weeds too. You got to be aware of stuff like that, because if you just have a drip, going next to the rose bush, let's say, you're not going to get many weeds all out in these other areas growing. You might get the one growing. You can pull that out. If you start spraying this, like put sprinklers out here, little mini sprinklers, whatever, then you're going to have tendency of getting all kinds of weeds in here. But if you're going to have a patch of this type of stuff, then you might want to decide to do that, unless you go around and put a bubbler, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm giving you a few extra tips. I didn't think I was going to explain this much, but you know, when I look through here, it looks like lots of the stuff is nice and green. We're in the summer now, and if there was anything that was really super dead, I would know that it's not getting anything at all. Like this thing here, I mean, it's nice and green, but I'm not seeing any water around there. And so I may have to find out where there's the main line there again. Might have to poke a hole through that and come over to this side and put a bubbler on this. Because it's sloping, I would probably put the bubbler up high so it slopes to the right. Let's say if I put the bubbler over here, all the water is going to go this way. If I put it on the other side of the trunk, let's say, then the water is going to have a natural flow going downhill. I could do something like that. So I may have to get down and dirty and check things out and see what's going on. This one may in fact not have water going to it, but because there's other bubblers around it, it's probably a type that still gets moisture. The roots, you can see, look at how many, all the roots. Somebody cut this all off over here because they should have planted this down a little bit deeper. And the roots probably extend over this way, over in here, and it grabs some of the water, some of the moisture around that bush, around this bush, and all that kind of stuff. But still, if I can't locate anything around here, I'm going to put a bubbler right there. And see this line here, this is an electrical cord, and it goes for some exterior lights, and it's on a timer. I'm not even sure where the timer is just yet. I'll have to find that out. See, here's a light right here. And if you get lights like that, if you get dead leaves that drop in there, you might want to clean those out every once in a while for your light. And plus, that could get so hot that maybe it does something with the dead leaves or something. But see, here they got wire nuts just exposed to the outside. That's kind of a no-no, especially when it rains or something. Probably have to put electrical tape around that a little bit better. See, they got electrical tape around this one, but they should have wrapped it up a little bit further and stuff. There are lots of things you can check out and you can do yourself. I'm not going to pay, forget that, I'm not paying a landscaper to come down here and charge me an arm and a leg for stuff that I can do in my spare time, after work, before work, on the weekends, whatever. Any average Joe, you got a little bit of sense, you'll be able to figure out what to do. Okay? See, there's another one right here. It's got a cap on it, but it's leaking a little. I mean, it's probably okay, but you might want to check those too, because you might find one's a bubbler, and you could take the bubbler off, put a cap on there or something if you're not using it. Then if you're going to cover it up, you might want to make note of where you cover things up. Make a drawing or something, put out where your sprinklers are, where your drip irrigation is, where the blank ones are, where the covered up ones are. Or if you had bark around this whole thing, what I would do is I'd put bark around it, and I'd stick this up like that, up through the bark, so I would know where it is, what to do with it, or cap it off if I know I'm not going to use it at all, or whatever. I have no idea what Mommy wants down here. She might want extra plants. She was talking about taking some plants out and maybe leaving some others. She's also, we went to Amsterdam and we saw the tulips and stuff, And she bought all kinds of tulips. Now they're going to be coming here in a few months. And she might want tulips out in certain areas. And this ground is hard. It's got lots of rocks in it. I'm going to have to figure out where she wants tulips, and then dig this hard pan rocky soil out down lower, maybe 4 or 5 inches or so, maybe even a little bit more than that. Put some nice topsoil in there, or put some sort of mulch, fill it up with that, and do something like that before planting some bulbs. And then if we got bulbs in an area kind of like this, let's say I might want to put a couple sprinklers in there, little sprinklers that are attached to the drip irrigation, let's say, something like that. I just don't know yet. I mean, it's all a work in progress, and whatever I do out here, I'll probably make a video of it and give you some more tips, because I want you to start doing things and saving money around the house. That's what my channel is all about. Oh, one last thing. See, these were on station number 6. See there? I would have guessed that station 6 was on the other side of the house or whatever. So before you make an assumption that something's not working, go through all of the cycles on your sprinkler system for your drip irrigation before making a decision on whether or not to replace something or start looking in to seeing why it's not working. Hope you learned something. That's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. And what am I going to talk about next time? I'm not quite sure just yet. It might have something to do with a home inspection before selling a house, or before you are thinking about buying a house, something like that. Keep watching for those on my channel.